Jason here. How we doing today? We are here at the Bay State Boer Wars up here in Greenfield, Massachusetts. So we're going to bring you along for all three shows. We're going to show you some highlights. So come along with us today.
Kind of an intriguing group of percentage does here. We're going to start off with the gentleman's spot back doe. One that I think when you get your hands on her is where you really go to appreciate this female really extremely well. She's an individual. You get your hands on her. She's basically wide dimensional down that top line. She's one that you get your hands on her, she's progressively wider, all the way from that rack and the shoulders, the clear out to the hooks and the pins. Has the widest pin set of any of the does in this class here today. A really nice, elegant made female for as much power as she has. A nice one to lead off with. Let's move on into our full-blood does. They're kind of intriguing little group of 0 to 3. We're going to start off with a doe, little speckled spots on her neck. One I think's got the most conventional width of the passage here today. She's the one you get talking about. Talking about the overall skeletal build design. I think that she's very active on the feet and legs, which means she kind of excels this class in the amount of dimensional width she has when you talk about the hands and the hooks, all the way out through her pin. She's one that's very eventually and expansive in its design. A nice pattern, little does in the class. The pink doe coming next here. The pink cape is one really long spine. She's an individual and she's not the femininity pattern. She's known that doesn't have quite as much expressiveness than the top line. There's three does considered here today, but certainly one maybe a little earlier in her growth curve, not quite as far along in her overall muscle development and overall growth pattern, but a really nice pattern female. It's going to have a lot of future ahead of her. Got a window coming next here. Here's an individual.
Good job. At third. Good for you.
Yeah. She's one that's giving up some overall size and dimension here today compared to those that lead off the class. Maybe like the look and some overall patterns. If you could maybe change a little bit the way that pin placement design, that quads expressive and that hook and that hip structure today. Some of those with nice patterns helping you come around right. Then we got a traditional go coming next year. Really nice division as we bring out our first place, seconds out here for our junior ride. Certainly some high quality individuals. We want to talk about everything else once in class, but I think we've got a pair. I think put together extremely well. They got some look, some style, some dimension to them. Really nice expressiveness down the top lines and out through that gear. I think they fit together as a pair extremely well. We'll go ahead and shake the hands of our champion reserve. Let's give these a round of applause on the great group. Now this is give and take here as we move on in our full-blood doe show. We're going to start off with a red female. I think just kind of bounces up a little better here today. Their overall design. Really nice pattern doe. It's got some length to side, length to spine. She's level in her overall design from the side profile. You get your hands on her, she's got the dimensional width in the end. It still does it with enough elegance and free character that you like to see. Certainly one that maybe not quite as large frame as the doe behind her, but certainly one that bounces up extremely well with her overall pattern today. A nice red doe to start us off. You have this traditional doe coming next year. Here's one that didn't have quite as much, I guess you'd say, show ring presence here today. Showed up here this last year recently, and some of the cocktails that we give those does that kind of takes them out of it. She's not quite as fresh looking in her overall design today. Wants to get this little flatter in her overall rib shape, not quite as expressive in the top line as a doe we do off with, especially when we talk about transitions from the shoulders into a rack shape. So certainly, you got to appreciate the kind of elevation this young man's doe's got. Got some length, some height to depth shoulders, length to spine. Certainly, once you get your hands on her and start evaluating from her rib, last rib up to her hip, you like the way she's designed. She's just not quite as much freshness here today, but nice pattern doe in that second part. The dark pink dark spotted doe coming next year in third. Here's one that's kind of just a really good complete female. She's one that's got some good skeletal correctness and way she's put together. She's a doe that we're going to maybe elevate her just a little more about that sternum, might give her just a little more a true bit of the way, but she's got plenty of depth capacity to her. Maybe not quite as deep in her chest from behind as those that proceed her in the class. But certainly one of them bounced up extremely well. Ten of them, they hold extremely well here today. Gentlemen's traditional day coming next year in 4. Here's one that's just a little more greener like up here today. We're talking about a skeletal build. She's got some structures about the way she's put together. Length the spine, transition place, moving the shoulders and stuff. So top line, she's a build over the head, line extra condition, line extra club. But certainly one that definitely bounces up extremely well. Young man's spotted and go for the next year in class. Here's one, get her on the side profile. You like the way she sets the silhouette on the side. She's a nice group of overdose. We move into the 8th class here. We're going to start off with young man's female. I think she's got more base width than chest cavity here today. A nice long level top though. It's got a lot of look to the side and dirt. A nice way to start off our senior classes. The goal we use is second. The king goal is one that you get her standing still. You like the silhouette she cuts. She's a female though. You get her on the move. She wants to get a little looser in her overall skeleton, not quite as tight and correct. The way their shoulders move. This is one that kind of cuts the same silhouette as the door we went off with. Long body, the other off the digital wheelchair. Nice fat female. Taking the second hold. Nice group of age days come out here for our senior division. Certainly some high quality pieces out here in each one of these days. I think we're talking about our champion reserve. The parents get it together to be fairly well. We don't really like to use the oldest over our grand champion though. She's really made nice to all the way around. Put our ball up at the end of the over reserve. Let's give it a round of applause. Been a really great group of football players to work through here today. We started off in that junior division. We talked about those in class. The day we used to win that was one we just talked about. She was very complete, well designed, her overall makeup. Handles a lot of dimensional wear, but still puts it together in a feminine package. A nice little bit package up there to come back with that class. Not there that goes a reserve right there behind her was a woman that had a lot of look and style as well. A little earlier in growth there, but certainly one's got a lot of potential down the road. We moved into our yearlings, and it was a nice pair of rainbows that come out there. The day we used to win that division. Big footed, big ball, got some look and some levelness and overall design. Maybe not as much elegance about the way she's presented here today as some of the others out here, but certainly one that's got enough big muscle to her. And left everything that you really appreciate her. The guy that was right behind her in that division was very similar to time to time, but maybe not the tightest as overall balance as the door that we led off with, but certainly a great pair. And we're moving into a set of old dogs. Really nice, high quality age dogs that have a lot of goodness to them. The female we used to win it should come out of that old girl class. Certainly ran it better, set together extremely well. Well designed, elegance about the head shape and the little front end. One that's got a great hip to her that you have to appreciate for a lot of the expressiveness that she has for hips to her pants. One that's just really impressive in her own right for being a 36 plus, you still have that kind of ring presence to her play. And I know that in that division was very similar. Look at style, but maybe not the overall package to play, but a great group. Let's give these a round of applause. I'm going to shake the hand of our champion reserve. Been a great group of footballs.
And then you're going to beat today. We're going to use a radio.
Right, Brian! That'll help.
Nice group of bunch last as we move on in our bunch show here. Get a nice spot back here we lead off with. Really like the way he's going to progress it in his growth though. You get your hands on him, he's got some width and the muscle on the top line. He's got some mass and about that head shape and that jaw. Maybe not the ideal view, but certainly one I think that hits the most boxes on the elbow. Package today, a nice pattern guy to come up with the class. We'll get the two classes back out here. I think there's some good pieces of each one of the individuals out here. We're talking about utilizing them in a brief program. I think for me today, that the champion reserves will come out of our first ladder. We're going to go with the younger basketball champion. He's going to show a little more balance and overall look to him today. Try him up into the older buck. It's a great pair to have up this unit now.
So Sage just moved her.
And we've got still round out our buck show here today. It's been a pleasure to come out and evaluate the great group of bucks and those that we walked through earlier today. Been a high quality set in the end. We're going to certainly close out with a great group of bucks as we announce our grand champion buck. I think as we go talking about what we're looking for, we want some masculinity, we want some structural correctness, but we still want some look and some style, and do it all in a big package. I think for me, there's a pair that kind of fit me rather well. Kind of checking those boxes. We'll go ahead and shake the hands of our champion reserve. Let's give exhibitors a round of applause on the great day.
I don't know if it's just because he's physically better now.
A really nice class of percentage dough kids out here. I think you could switch them around as you see fit. I think there's a lot of differences and gives and takes in them, but overall just a really nice class of doughs. We're going to start with the one that I think just puts it together in the best package today. When you start at this dough's head, she is ultra feminine, lots of extension up through that front third. She is really square from front to back. You get your hands on her and there's a lot of product and meat there. If we could change her up, if maybe we could give her just a little bit more length of body, but I think overall just a really nice dough to start the class. When we get these individuals out here in this drive, I really like what I'm seeing. They're lining up, they're patterning, that's not even a word, I'm not sure. They all make a pattern. I like them to be small, medium, and large. For me, I like a dough that's feminine. It's got a lot of extension. I want to know it's a dough stand on the other side of the pasture. I don't want there to ever have to be a question, and I think all of these doughs are bringing those characteristics that I like to see. With that being said, I think our middle dough is going to be our champion, and the young man's going to follow up as reserve. Congratulations to all of you. We're going to start here with this young lady's dough, one that you start from the ground up on this dough. This dough is standing on tremendous foot and bone size, and you've got to commend her on that. She's super extended through that front end, a lot of breed character about that head and neck. She's got plenty of meat and muscle on that skeleton. If I could change her, I'd really like to change up how much mass she has in that rear leg. I think if we could give her another shot of power and maybe widen her out in that hip set just a tick, I think she would be one you'd be making a perfect one. But if we made a perfect one, I don't know what we'd all be doing here. Just a really nice dough to win the class and the division. We're going to follow up with a gentleman's dough here, one that I think very much patterns our class winner as far as all of that extension and femininity through that front third of her body. You've got to appreciate all of just the base width that this dough has. In my opinion, she doesn't quite carry as much bone because she doesn't balance out quite as good as that class winner. But I'd also like to commend this exhibitor on the body condition of this dough. She's not overly fat, and you've got to appreciate what you see is what you get. You know what I love about it? Well, we might not have had a tremendous number of percentage doughs out here today, but I don't think that takes anything away from the quality. I think any 4 of these doughs can go home and you can build a percentage program around any of them. I think all of these doughs are tremendous in their attributes, and I think that they can definitely make impacts in a herd. We talked about each of them in their classes and in their respective divisions, but just 4 tremendous doughs when we get them out here and line them all up. With that being said, I think this little young doe here is just absolutely tremendous in that extension that she carries, and she's got plenty of meat. The balance is up good. She's going to be our champion. We're going to follow up with our yearling as reserve. Congratulations to all of you. You're good. Really nice 0 to 3 doe kids out here. They aren't so happy to be out here, but that's all right. They'll grow to doe goats one day, hopefully. We're going to start with just a little doe that I think is just super cool. I love how much meat and muscle and just bloom that she's got for such a young age. She's got a lot of breed character about that head, a lot of extension up through that front third of her body. I think if we could change the way that her neck ties into her shoulders, I'd like to move it where that neck comes straight up out of the top, but we're getting awfully dang critical. fantastic parts and pieces, and I talked to some of the exhibitors, and we're going to talk the top 6 out here today. We're going to start with one that I think just puts all those pieces together the best for me today. You start. This doe's got a lot of breed character, a lot of extension, femininity. You get your hands on her, and she is massive through that top shape and over that loin. Are there things we would like to change about her? Yes. We can't make the perfect goat, and if we could, I don't know what we're all doing here. If we can tuck in that brisket and clean her up through that front third, I think we might make a perfect one, but we can't do that. Really nice doe to start the class. Next doe coming out here is this red doe. Just really, really cool, feminine doe. Lots of shape. You get your hands on her and you can't get across the top of that loin. For me, where she comes in the second hole, she doesn't quite have that extension and femininity of that class winner. We can tuck her up in that chest board just a tad too, but we're getting awfully picky. Really, really nice doe with a lot of meat product to come in our second place hole. Our third place goat down here, one that I absolutely love the head and horn set on this doe, how much femininity and extension she's got. You've got to appreciate the fact that there's not a lot of extra on her. She is what she is, and I think that sometimes when we get out here, you see these goats that are standing way out here. Well, if you put a lot of extra fluff in the middle, everything stands out here. But this doe is true in how she tracks and how she walks, and you've got to appreciate that. For me today, where she comes in that third place hole, she's not quite as wide over the top of that loin as those that stand ahead of her. So we've talked about all of these senior does out here in their respective classes. I think it's a testament to a breeder's program when they can bring senior does out here and they still look this good. With all of that being said, I think there's one pair out here that I would like to keep together, and that's going to be our 36 pluses. They're going to be your grand and your reserve. Congratulations to all of you. Like I said, in the 0 to 3 class, you get baby bucks out here, and they're all over the place as far as maturity and how quick they grow and mature. I'm going to start here with this little, I'm going to call him the half and half buck. He's half brown on the front. No, he's got brown underneath him too. Anyways, just really, really cool individual. You start, this little buckhead is super extended. He's got good foot and bone. You get your hands on him, he is as green as they come. There is nothing extra. He's probably trying to decide if he wants to be a boy or a man, because that's what they do about this age. But you've got to just appreciate, even being as green as he is, just how much shape that he has down that top.
Oh my gosh,
like I said
Mama.
in the other classes, when you get in these buck classes, you have a lot of differences. There's a lot of gives and takes. We're going to start with the one that's just kind of my kind of buck. He's rugged, he's got wrinkles, he's masculine. You get your hands on him, he's wide and square front to back. He's standing on a ton of bone. If you want one that's long-sided and tall, that's going to be our second place buck here. One that is just super long skeleton, just really rugged through his head and horn set. But he's a little, not quite as rugged as our class winner that is over there, just being a manly buck. And I think if we could give him a tick more bone, he'd get up there and rival our class winner. But congratulations to you both. You guys all have had phenomenal animals today. Things that animals that could go and compete in shows all across this country. And I think y'all should all applaud yourselves for that and commend your programs, because you guys are putting in the work, and I commend all of you on those things. I won't talk anymore. Y'all listen to me all day talk about random things, but I think there's one buck out here that is just the man among boys, and that's going to be our yearling buck. It's going to be our champion, and I'm going to follow up with our senior buck as reserve. Congratulations to all of you guys. Congratulations.
All right, I'm forward. So we start the class off with a really, really nice feminine female. When you get your hands on her, she's super wide, super going apart in those shoulders. She's really thick and level across that top. She's really wide in those hips, and all around just really well muscled. She just fills out her chest. Although not quite as wide in the chest as our second place doe, I just feel like she has more femininity. She's a little bit more extended through that neck, head, neck, and shoulders, and just got more width and musculation along that top line. Thank you very much. To me, there's two females that really stand out of this group, and You just have to appreciate the width that they carry through the top line. When you go to the front and you move around them, you see the femininity they carry. When you watch them in motion, they're just super correct on their feet and legs. They track wide through that chest and those shoulders. And so for today's percentage junior drive, I'd like to do a pair females for our division grand and reserve grand. And so at this time,
Oh yeah, so that way like you grab the, right?
this will be our division reserve. Thank you so much.
Do you want to make it for all 3 shows? Or?
It just has a slightly more
And then
indentated
you'd have 5 and then 4 and then 5 and then 4.
well
Does
muscle
that make
in those
sense?
rear legs.
Because you're opening.
Just overall has a little bit more mass to her.
Where's your goat?
So the doe standing in first in our division.
But then that wouldn't work because you said you wanted to grab them in pairs. Right?
It was a really nice set out here for our percentage drive, but I think we have a pair of females that kind of complement each other. You have a really feminine female that'll be our overall grand today. She's just very well put together. She's really extended through that head, neck, and shoulders. She's really elegant. She's wide through that top line, especially considering her age. I think you just have to really appreciate all the parts that she brings to the table today. And then the doe that'll be our overall reserve is just a really massive female, a really well put together doe. She tracks really elegant and really wide when you watch her on the move. Just a female you really have to appreciate. She's made for, having kids and you just feel the width across those pin bones. And I think you just have to really say, I would take that female home and put her in my pasture as well as any female staying out here today. Every one of them is really solid and well put together. So at this time, I will select our overall grand reserve. You will be our overall grand. Thank you. And you will be our overall reserve. Thank you so much. We have a really nice set of 0 to 3 full-blood does out here. We start the class off with this really wide-tracking female. She's wide across that top. She's really filled out. The brief hair that she carries and the femininity through that head, neck, and shoulders. The musculature yard. But just to watch her in motion, she's just really elegant, well put together. The female standing first today, I think you see when she's set, the weight she carries, you get your hands on her and you can feel how powerful she is. But then you watch her in motion and she just tracks and carries herself so wide and with such elegance. I think she's just the flashy eye-catcher of the day, especially with the briefcase that she carries. She's not quite as long as the doe standing behind her, but I think she just has enough positive attributes. And she, like I said, when you just watch her in motion, she just is so wide and so elegant. I think you really have to appreciate that about her. So we have a really nice female standing in first today. Thank you.
She's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Really appreciate her. Thank you. The female coming in behind her.
It's just a single on the next.
I think we can define our overall drive as width, balance, elegance, and femininity. Those are 4 words that really stand out to me when I look at these females standing out here before me today. It's a really, really nice set of females. I think each one has so many positives that you can sit here and talk forever about. But I don't want to keep it all day. So we have a female to me that really just stands out. She carries so much width and she's so clean through that head, neck, and shoulders. And then I think we have another female that really complements her very well. The female that'll be our overall champion today just has a really nice top. She's really elegant. She's really extended through that head, neck, and shoulders. And just so well balanced in motion. And the female that'll be our overall reserve today. It's just a really complimentary doe, so much brief character, and she's just a well put together, another well balanced female that's incredible when you watch her in motion. So this time, I will select our overall grand and reserve.
Nice job, guys.
Beautiful females.
Thank you.
Y'all have a great set of females. Thank y'all. To me, there's two that stand out that when you look at them, they just really complement each other. You know, one that is just super powerful through his head, neck, and shoulders. And just beautiful in motion. You just have to really appreciate the buck. He's correct on his feet and legs, and then I think you look through the class and you have really, a good overall group of bucks, but I think there's one to me that really complements our overall reserve. And I think he just has some of the same qualities, maybe not quite as much breed character, but he just has so much bone structure and so much levelness about him and correctness. And you just love them both in motion. Actually, really there's not a bad buck out here. But these two, to me, just I think stand out from the rest. And at this time, I will select our division champion in reserve. You'll be our division champion, and you'll be our division reserve. Thank you. If you look at the match between this pair of bucks right here, this buck is just picture perfect, honestly, in the front end. The buck standing behind him has more of a he's just super clean, super well muscled, super wide, and just a really nice buck. Honestly, a really nice breed of silver. Behind him has a little bit more of a rugged look, a little bit less breed character than the buck standing in front of him, but another overall really nice wide about him.